Hey guys, Kyle, the Death Knight of Anime here, and I'm bringing you something different. As you can see in the title description, I'm bringing you my very first One Piece episode review, episode 786, just for you guys' clarification, of course. But yeah, I mean, I don't normally talk about the One Piece anime because, again, the pacing is very hit and miss, of course. But I felt I really needed to talk about this episode because there is some stuff to talk about for sure. First, I guess I should give my opinion of the opening. Honestly, the opening is good. It's got a nice beat. It's got some nice animation. But for the anime onlys, I will say it is. I'm sure as you guys have I don't know if you guys have probably figured this out already, but it is very heavy on the spoilers, like extremely heavy on the spoilers. Like yeah, it's all the stuff you see in there is all pretty much all of them are spoilers, honestly. But yeah, also I need to compliment the artwork here in this episode because honestly, the artwork was fucking amazing in this episode. Like, honestly, it was so bright, it colorful, and it just every bit of color just popped onto the screen in this episode. Like, it was just awesome in that. Um, it was just an awesome episode in terms of like just the color work of it. And yeah, but I guess that's to be expected because I honestly, when I read this content in the manga, I always kind of associated sort of with like Alice in Wonderland and whatnot. So I guess it makes sense in that regard. The pacing in this episode, though, that's another matter because the pacing. It was a good episode in terms of pacing. I'll say that much. But the pacing was a little slow in the beginning, and I felt it really didn't pick up until like the 8 or 9 minute mark of the episode. But the pacing, don't get it twisted, guys. The pacing, it was still it was a lot better than most of the One Piece episodes since it was better than most of the episodes in Zoe. Let's put it that way. That for sure, definitely most better than most of the Zoe episodes. That's a given, honestly. Um, Now, as far as what we learned in this episode, we learned that everything in Totoland is edible, and let's just say you get for the anime at least you're gonna get a first-hand experience as to why that particularly is. I won't give anything away except it does have to do with of course with the main antagonist Big Mom herself. Like obviously we see that Chopper and Luffy are engaging in the whole fact that the town that the whole chocolate town or whatever is edible. But yeah, trust me when I say that there is a reason on Big Mom's side for everything around her to be edible. So even her cities and whatnot. So yeah, we also meet Pudding, who is Sanji's bride in this episode, and you can that whole thing of Pudding being introduced to Sanji's bride, like it didn't say, but of course because of the last episode we can tell. I think it was of course there in order to clarify to I guess the Straw Hats that yes, Pudding is of course is gonna be is Sanji's bride. Like the Strats don't really learn that she's Sanji's bride in this episode, but they probably will. They probably will in the next episode, considering that Pudding recognize the name Luffy, of course. So yeah. Um, we also get a bit of a brief conversation between between another mink and Pedro in this episode. And honestly, that little conversation, it was very much heavy hinting at a past where Pedro what was actually that does have a past in terms of Toddle Land as a whole. I imagine he even probably had a run in with Big Mom herself. So yeah, there's definitely a bit of a dark history here in terms of Pedro, honestly, and I personally I just can't wait in order to find out what exactly his history is in terms of this island because we still don't know a lot about Pedro. So yeah, it should be interesting for sure. Also, if I did have another nitpick aside from the slow pacing in the beginning, it's that there were a couple of background scenes of people who were actually supposed to be walking. They were basically just still frames. Like honestly, if I did have one complaint about this episode, it was the fact that there are still frame the parts that were supposed to have people in motion were just still frames, of course. But I guess I don't know. It's one of those things that I guess I can't fault a lot anyway. But that's enough of what I want to talk about. Let's get to what you guys want me to talk about. That last 4 to 5 minutes of the episode, especially with Big Mom singing. And honestly, the only way I can say it is that that whole bit, even the parts leading up to it, were basically disturbing as hell. Like, okay. I said it before in the beginning, but the whole feel of Toddleland has a very distinct feel of almost of Alice in Wonderland to it. But that whole scene with Big Mom just cemented it, but in the worst ways possible, because that scene both that scene both cemented how I guess lighthearted, how I guess bright and colorful Toddleland could be, but also how Big Mom herself makes it have a very demented side to it. Like, honestly, this that whole scene with Big Mom singing, it creeped me the fuck out, because we know she's a psychopath in every meaning of the word, and just hearing her sing such a happy-go-lucky song as it was just unnerving for me, honestly. And like I said, it just like all this stuff going on in the background too. It just added to the fact that, to me, this is what happens when a demented version of Alice in Wonderland meets One Piece, and it's just scary as shit. Okay, I'm not even gonna mince words. It's scary as shit. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much my whole review of One Piece episode 786. Lay down in the comments below what you think. Do you think I should do more of these? Because, like I said, I want to try and avoid doing a lot of the. I want to try. I may not do these all the time, because it depends on how the episode goes, and I'm worried of repeating myself, honestly. But yeah, guys, that's my review, and I'll see you guys in the next one. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, or follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Death Night of Anime, signing out. Later, guys.